Hello internet, welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I will be drawing fleshed away characters as humans. Fleshed Away, a 2006 nostalgic British-American animation comedy film. It was such an original concept and, dare I say, a bit underrated. It's quite literally about a pet mouse from a rich family that gets flushed down the toilet and ends up in this underground sewer city filled with rats, where he meets another mouse, or well, rat, and he tries to go back home, while trying to avoid an evil toad on top of that. I would say this is peak storytelling. The characters from this film that I will be turning into humans is our main character Roddy, which funny enough is voiced by a pretty big actor, Hugh Jackman. His oddball, quote-unquote friend Sid, the evil toad, and Rita, which is also voiced by a big name actress, Miss Paint Me Like One of Your French Girls, Kate Winslet. There are so many creative characters, I wish I could do all of them, but I, alas, cannot. Let's get started. Starting off with the main character himself, Roddy. And as I said before, he used to be a rich kid's pet rat before he got flushed down the toilet by Sid. I did forget to say this movie is based in England. The movie starts with, I would say, a pretty iconic opening scene. It's the song Dancing With Myself by Billy Idol and Generation X. To describe Roddy's personality in the start, he seemed very content in his life, dancing around and enjoying his amenities as a rich rat, lol. But at the end of the day, Roddy is very lonely. He has no company of his own species that would understand him. When he meets Rita after getting flushed away, get it? He immediately starts info dumping, so he is very gullible. And that can be shown in many scenes like the one I just said. The scene where he gets flushed down the toilet as well, considering he thought Sid was stupid enough to believe that the toilet was a jacuzzi. I would like to mention that the FIFA World Cup is mentioned in this movie and plays a part in the plot as well. But going back to Roddy being lonely, this also reflects a lot when he meets Rita's family and sees the bond that they have. Also makes him feel very, very lonely. This testament is solidified when he's invited into Rita's home to eat dinner and Rita's mom tells Roddy about another pet rat from the up top, aka Kensington. He also avoids questions asked by Rita about his family, or he would lie and say that he has a big family and that he misses them. Roddy's posh lifestyle also makes him a bit ignorant. At one point, Roddy smashes Rita's ruby, saying it's fake, but it's clearly a form of currency that could have helped her family out of being poor. But of course, because of his previous lifestyle, he wouldn't know this. I want to also say that as the movie goes on, he does show that he's getting more humble as he starts to understand that a bond with Rita and having companionship is more important than material things. Now I want to talk about the drawings. I drew two versions for each character, two outfits each. The first one is Roddy in his full suit before he went on this wild adventure, so he was cleaner looking, even rich and fancier looking. The second look I got for Roddy is him in his dress pants and dress shirt, but after he's been through the ringer. A way more relaxed look, but also very messy. His expression on this second one is referencing how at first he was disgusted with the slugs from the sewer, which I will add, they are one of my favorite parts of the movie. They just have a small background scenes with silly comedic timing, so of course I had to add them into this character design with Roddy. Before I move on to the next character design, I want to talk about a scene that made me laugh so hard, and it was when Roddy was flushed down the toilet and he was in the pipes heading towards the sewer, or the sewer city. He bumps into a goldfish, and as he finishes being startled by the goldfish quickly asks, "Have you seen my dad?" I lost it.
Have you seen my dad?
I will also like to talk about how amazing the world building in this movie is. I just love the small things for humans are grander in scale for smaller beings, and that's what this underground city is like. It sort of reminds me of Arrietty in a sense from the Studio Ghibli movie, or Ghibli. Moving on to Rita's character design / human character design. I wanted to capture her attitude in her design. She only wears one outfit throughout the whole movie, with the exception of her belt changing. Rita at the beginning of the movie is described as the quote-unquote shady customer, or captain of the Jammy Dodja, by a weird hot dog sailor vendor. This same vendor is the one to tell Roddy where to find Rita. The goldfish on the grill also helps Roddy. I just really like the details of the little side characters having their own input and perfect comedic timing in this movie. Once Roddy finds Rita on her boat, that's when she makes her first appearance, and once again, the slugs being comedy gold, they set the mood with music. Rita is strong yet independent, sarcastic and quick-witted. She is a D1 rage baiter and loves to mock the Toad, my favorite feminist. She is captain of the Jammy Dodger, her own boat. While on her boat, Roddy and Rita get caught by the Toad's henchmen over the iconic Ruby. The Toad's henchmen are also low-key idiots, but they're funny. Rita's goals in the movie are established, and those goals are taking care of her family. So the moment Roddy seems to be a threat to that, she throws him under the bus about him taking the ruby. This is when Roddy snitches on Rita and they are taken to the Toad's lair. Rita escapes with Roddy but tries to ditch him, but he catches up and falls in her boat. Rita definitely has her walls up throughout the majority of the movie, but with Roddy's and Rita's interactions, they both open up more and more. So speaking a bit about her belt change, the reason her belt changes is because she rips out the master cable, which interferes with the Toad's master plan. When Rita brings up Roddy to her home, there was a small miscommunication about Rita, quote-unquote, betraying him, so he steals her boat. They fight it out and she kicks him off her boat for a bit, as she should. He's floating on a floaty ducky latched to her boat, singing his feelings out, and this is where you see she is definitely getting smitten about him. They do another spit handshake deal that solidifies their bond a bit more. Rita and Roddy finally get to the up top after lots of trial and error, and the Toad's henchmen chasing them, which I will get more in depth with, but this is where Rita finds out how lonely Roddy actually is. He obviously tries to play it off, but Rita isn't stupid. Roddy gives her some jewels to help her out financially and to be able to rebuild the Jammy Dodger, since to get to the up top the boat sank. And I won't lie, Rita and Jammy waving goodbye to each other made me a bit emotional. That's her boat, that's her friend. Rita and Roddy have a spat over him lying about being alone, but Roddy avoids this convo and Rita leaves disappointed and then is shortly captured by the Toad and his henchmen. Rita's a fighter, but she obviously couldn't do it alone. Roddy shows up to save her and he apologizes, and then they try to defeat the Toad together. They break down each other's walls completely, and Rita's rough exterior softens when she meets the real Roddy. To talk more about her designs, I've included her iconic London pants and her turquoise sweater. Her shoes were also made of metal bottle caps, and I thought that detail was really cool. So I decided to add it into this design. I also put the ruby near her too, and the belt change from a regular belt to the master cable, and her holding a wrench, which was used to fix up the Jammy Dodger throughout the whole movie. Moving on to Sid. He's a very secondary character, but he is the character that kicks off the whole movie. He's the one that flushes Roddy down the toilet and also trashes Roddy's house while he's there. I did forget to talk about one of my fave scenes from the movie before I started with Sid's character design, so I'm going to do that now before I continue on. The scene where Rita and Roddy are being chased in boats by the Toad's henchmen. There is a scene where the short, lanky, spiked hair henchman is trash talking and he says, "Danger is my middle name." And then the other henchman, his partner, immediately after says, "I thought it was Leslie." It made me laugh so much. It's making me laugh right now.
Supposed to be dangerous. Danger is my middle name. I thought it was Leslie.
I really do appreciate the comedic timing in this movie. It truly is a comedy movie. Another scene that caught my attention was this scene that was a Batman reference.
Scrabble. Enough games. To the Ratmobiles.
Also, the slugs singing be happy. A classic and iconic scene, I do say so myself, and a scene that to this day I still quote since I was a young kid. After Sid flushes Roddy down the toilet and starts getting comfortable to his new lifestyle, he isn't really seen again until more towards the end of the movie. We see him again whenever Rita and Roddy make it to the up top to Roddy's home in Kensington, and Roddy lies to Rita saying that Sid is a family member, or aka his brother. Sid literally laughs in his face and then greets Rita since they already know each other, which again, pretty funny but kind of a sad scene. This is what causes Rita to find out about how alone Roddy is. Sid goes back to the trashed white couch to watch the FIFA World Cup where England is playing. This is when Roddy angrily tells Sid to move over and give him some of his drink right after Rita leaves. Sid complies. Sid realizes Roddy's attitude and at first jokes around, but then shows actual concern and tries to start up a convo with Roddy as he's drinking the soda and tells him to slow down so he doesn't use the bathroom before halftime. Sid admits he gets carried away with the drink and really has to go to the bathroom, but doesn't want to miss a second of the game, so he's waiting till halftime. Sid's rambles helps Roddy to realize that when people go to the restroom at halftime, the Toad was going to open the gates to flood the city, making Roddy offer up his life to Sid as long as he loved and took care of the little girl he belonged to and made her happy, which I thought was a cute interaction between them, going full circle. Sid helps Roddy get flushed down the toilet once again, and this is when we see Roddy go save and apologize Rita so they can both save the city from flooding. At the very end, we see the humans come back from the trip and the little girl brings quote-unquote Roddy, but actually it's Sid, a new friend. That new friend being a cat. Yikes. To describe Sid, he is a very rowdy character, loud and chaotic. He has no perception of boundaries, and he quite literally doesn't care about anything. He likes to make fun of Roddy and could have sarcastic undertones to his personality. As I said before, he isn't stupid, so he is able to read the room and show some bit of empathy to Roddy, even if it was minuscule. For his human character design, I wanted to capture his very noticeable eye bags and spiky hair. He did pop up from the pipes in a pretty stylish outfit, sort of punk and a bit grunge, if I say so myself. If I'm not mistaken, I also wanted to draw him in it as well as his outfit change when he starts wearing the soccer jersey to rep his, as everyone does during the World Cup. This video couldn't have come at a better time. The World Cup is happening literally right now. Before starting the next human character, I need to give the slugs their flowers again, because the scene where Roddy and Rita are going through the rapids to get to the up top, 3 of the slugs are making car alarm sounds to add to the background chaos ambiance. These slugs also make it to the up top with Rita and Roddy, and after their argument, the slugs are singing at the windowsill, and Roddy slams the window closed in their face. And I will say this movie did really well comedy-wise. The Toad, the main villain of the movie, and the final human character design for this video. The Toad is a very theatrical villain. He will randomly do the typical evil laugh while the other characters will stare and wait for him to finish. Or he gets distracted by a fly, which, by the way, they also speak. Would this be cannibalism, at least in this universe? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that it's funny. We first meet the Toad when his henchmen bring back Rita and Roddy to his lair. This is when Roddy tries to get the Toad to help him get back up top. The Toad tells Roddy he's also from up top and then starts to show Roddy his trinket collection as they're trying to bond, which the last thing he needed for it was the ruby. Roddy says he finds the Toad's royal family memorabilia amusing. Uh-oh. This clearly offends the toad since he wants Roddy to find it diverting. And as Roddy tries to explain himself, he knocks over and shatters the whole collection. This is when the toad takes both Rita and Roddy to the fridge, where he uses liquid nitrogen to freeze rats that cross him. It's kind of dark. He calls it his cubist collection. While trying to freeze Rita and Roddy, they both escape and end up freezing the henchmen instead, and this is when Rita steals the master cable. The toad is low-key racist towards the rat. He has a lot of disdain towards them. In the scene of when they are going through the sewer right before the rapids after the toad's henchmen failed their task, the toad calls his French cousin for backup, Le Frog. Le Frog and his crew catch up to the Jammy Doja and they capture Rita and Roddy. This is when the toad calls on a flip phone and does a video call. I honestly didn't know that back in the day you could do a video call on a flip phone, but I digress. One of the frogs on Le Frog's crew is a mime, and that's honestly really random, but they stick the flip phone on to the mime frog and the toad starts giving an evil script to Rita and Roddy while the mime mimics his movements as if the toad was actually there in person. So that's one of the funniest things about this scene. One of the funniest things too about this is the toad telling the mime to turn around every second, and he gets angry every single time because the mime was walking back and forth and the mime would just stay, like if he was turning his back towards Rita and Roddy, he would just stay turning his back, so the toad had to be like, turn around. And I just thought that was really funny. In the movie, we also get an explanation for the toad's hatred for the rats. The toad used to be Prince Charles' pet until the young prince was gifted a pet rat, this causing him getting flushed down the toilet. It would also explain his royal family collection and his initial obsession with the ruby since it was from Queen Elizabeth's crown, aka someone from part of his past family. After completely not caring for it and wanting the master cable back instead. At this point, it's also revealed that the toad has a bunch of tadpole children. I can't make this up. AI could never recreate this or anything actually. While Rita and Roddy are trying to escape the toad after the whole up top stuff and Roddy went back to save Rita, the toad's master plan is revealed. He wants to flush the rat away at halftime of the FIFA game, and he wants to repopulate the city with his tadpole children. Who is this guy? Zeke Yeager in toad form? The toad sees Rita and Roddy trying to get into his lair to stop him from flooding the city, and they all end up on some pipes in front of the open gate. These pipes are flowing with liquid nitrogen. Roddy sees a small burst in the pipe, and Rita and Roddy basically communicate with looks, so they both get on board on what to do. They rage bait to the toad to walk towards them. He steps on the liquid nitrogen leak, and his leg freezes in place. Both Roddy and Rita manage to get the toad and the frog's tongues caught on one of the gears on the gate, getting them both trapped. The city almost gets flushed away, but Rita and Roddy breaks the pipe and they use the liquid nitrogen to freeze the wave. Pretty cool. The toad and the frog are captured and Roddy becomes Rita's Jammy Dodgers 2 first mate and mate in general. And Roddy becomes part of the family as well. The movie ends. More on my human design of the toad. I wanted him to look like a mafia boss because he was giving me that vibe throughout the whole movie, especially with his attire and the rings that he wears and the fact that he just has people working for him in that way, you know, in a family-friendly way, at least. I included his everyday suit in my designs as well, which is very, I don't want to say garish, but you know, it's very loud, it's very out there. I couldn't forget the Ruby and one of his tadpole kids into the drawing. I really wanted to add them. And I also decided to put his night robe for the second design, which is also very out there, I will say. It's like he has like the more like, I won't say stylish, but in Spanish we call it naco, and I don't know how to say that in English, but if you speak Spanish you would understand what I'm trying to say. It's very naco. The last scenes that I want to talk about that made me really laugh was the tadpoles asking the toad for puppies. It was very much a kid asking their dad if they could have a pet or get a dog, and the father's like, well, think about it, or no, I can't give you all dogs. It was just very funny.
Is this the glorious amphibian Dawn, Dad?
Anything for you, my little man.
Can I have a pony?
No.
A puppy?
We'll talk about it.
Can we talk about it now?
No.
Can I have a puppy?
I want a puppy too.
No, you can't all have puppies. Please, Dad is working. You thought you could make a fool of the toad, eh?
And the scene where after the toad gives Le Frog, his cousin, his instructions, he tells his frog crew, "We leave immediately." And then he walks out of the frame, and then one of the other frogs on the crew says, "But what about supper?" And Le Frog walks back into frame and says, "We leave in 5 hours." I thought that was super funny.
We leave immediately.
What about dinner?
We leave in 5 hours.
Here are the final drawings / designs. I'm really happy on how these turned out. I also made manga versions of these designs so I could practice the manga style. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it took a while to come out. Hope you had fun, and in honor of this movie being revolved around the FIFA World Cup, and I might lose some people on this, but here's hoping for anyone but Argentina to win. Before I end this video, I just wanted to thank y'all so much for 1,000 subscribers. Never ever did I think 1,000 of you guys would like and enjoy my channel so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.